I've had an interesting night, Friday night in Sydney. I've caught up with some friends at the Julian Assange protests and evangelists on the street that are out there preaching to the crowds, musicians, visitors from Hong Kong and China. There's so many people here. It's a multicultural country and population is booming. It's like a sardine can in the main city centre of Sydney these days. Earlier on I was sitting down, this is for Stephen Black, this story, I was sitting down at the church steps of the Baptist Church in George Street, alone, tucked up against the gateway. I think I was discreet enough not to be noticed, but a fellow saw me and came closer to me, edging closer, as he was describing injections into his rear end, intramuscular injections that had been done wrong by the nurse and they were causing him terrible pain. And as he spun around and cornered me in the steps of the gateway of this church, alone, he started describing, with his fingers outstretched and his eyes fixed on my face, how he would like to pluck out my eyeball. You might imagine that in a delusion, staring at me. At that point, Stephen, I had to hop up. My neighbour, I hadn't realised was such an odd fellow when I typed down what had happened and what he said to me about his alien encounter and the dead horse camping in Tully and his dog and learning to fly fish from the serial killer. I hadn't realised how odd that was, but he seemed like quite a normal fellow. The particular guy tonight that had me wedged in the corner, commenting on how pretty I was as I scuttled away, was definitely in a different box of unsafe, dangerous, demon-possessed, mad. And I couldn't stick around, even though I don't mind a bit of fear. And I normally hang out of compassion to meet people and get to know who they are and to give them Jesus if I get that opportunity. But this fellow, I needed to leave. I value my eyeballs. I've got a lot of stories to tell. Near brushes with death, murderers, accessories to murderers, babies, addicts, all kinds of odd tales that I have to tell about the people that I've helped in my kindness all around Australia, around the world now too. But this one perhaps was out of my league, beyond redemption.